Class A. Here they are. Class A. Oh, that should say week 9. I apologize. No, through week 8. Ringling number 1, Gore number 2, Fairview number 3, Hominy number 4 with the victory over Tonkawa. And welcome into the Crescent Tigers in the Class A High School Huddle Top 5.
Long overdue for the Crescent Tigers. Long overdue. I found my T-shirt the other day. You got it on? Ha ha! Look at Chris here. He's got his shirt on. We covered. We were lucky enough. What's it been now? 5 years? 2017. Gosh, this went fast. 5 years ago, we got to follow the Crescent Tigers on their run to the state championship game. And, man, we had more fun in those weeks of covering those games. There's nothing like small-town high school football.
Yeah.
Just everybody all in. It was an awesome, awesome time for us.
You could have won the mayor there for a few weeks in Crescent.
Well, I could have a lot of things.
Yeah. You were
kind of a big deal.
You were walking big in the Crescent area a few years back. Yeah. So Ringling, Gore, Fairview, Hominy, Crescent, and we'll be having a Fairview score here in a little bit as they take on Burns Flat Diddle City. But so the unbeatens is now -1 with the loss with Hominy beating Tonkawa. Yep. We'll have Hominy as well here in a little bit as they go up against Woodland. So
drop Tonkawa all the way out of the top 5.
Yeah.
They were 4 in mine, so it was an easy drop for me.
I had them at number 2.
Yeah. You took them all the way out too?
Yeah, I took them out. My top 5 is exactly what we saw.
So they're dead to you now.
He's been looking for a back door.
You've been riding that train for all. I'm riding my train.
He's been looking for a back door since 0 week when we went to Ponca City to cover the game. And the guy that he thought was starting a quarterback for Tonkawa was that Ponca. You got to do homework, Chris. You can't just mail it in.
It was a late summer move.
You can't just mail it in.
Ponca, or stayed in Ponca.
Can't mail it in.
Imagine if he was at Tonkawa.
He would they'd probably be number 2 in the state.
That would look really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
All
right, we moved to the Class 2A High School Huddle Top 5 through 8 weeks of the season. Number 1, Washington. Number 2, Rejoice Christian. Number 3, Millwood. Number 4, Eufaula. And number 5, Vian. Prague. Coach Watkins wins his 200th victory and is booted out of the top 5.
He's number 6. He's number 6. They got Vian coming up. That could be the mark.
He get a win. He can get back in top 5.
Get back in. All he's got to do is be Vian. He's back in. He might
I got Eufaula 3 in my top 5. I'm still going strong with my Eufalas.
Yeah.
The Ironheads. The Ironheads.
Yeah, like the lake. And we all agree that it's not even close with Washington at 1.
I wouldn't say it's not close.
Christian's missing somebody the next 2 weeks.
He'll be back for the playoffs.
They'll still win those 2 games, won't they?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find my my Vian folks here. Stand by. Where are you at, Vian? Vian.
Oh boy,
it's a V, Chris.
I know, but it's not that easy.
It's after B. What?
Vian. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to Vian. I
hate it when that happens.
Their schedule is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. They lost to Washington and they lost to Lincoln Christian.
Yeah,
those are their 2 losses. Yeah. So there's an argument that Vian can be even higher because of who they played. Yeah. So
Ronnie doesn't like it when we do that, but remember?
Oh yeah, no,
he gets all upset.
It's been over for a while. And you guys still talking about it.
They do matter. That's why they're not higher.
Well, no wonder I couldn't find them. I was on the wrong class. I was
that helps.
I was like, what are these teams doing up here?
I got it, Chris. They lost to Washington.
What was the score?
Week 0, 26-40.
Okay. 2 touchdowns.
24-39. They lost to Lincoln Christian 0-42.
Yeah, that'll leave
That's a tough one. They beat Eufaula 26-40.
Your Eufaula team.
My Eufaula's.
Yeah. And they got Prague this week.
And you have
Eufaula higher than them, but they lost in head-up competition. That kind of goes against what you normally preach.
Phil, I don't.
No, you're good, Chris.
Okay, all right.
You got any answers for that?
How many's? Let's see.
I like it when this happens.
Now he's searching.
No, I gotta find it. Hold on.
Keep looking.
I got it right here.
You can look all day.
They beat Panama JV in week 0, and
it's not going to change anything.
They've only got 1 loss compared to 2. Losses have to matter.
And the 1 loss is to who?
1 loss team.
To who?
Eufaula's a 1 loss team.
Who'd they lose to?
Vian.
And you have Eufaula ranked higher than Vian?
Yes, because Vian has 2 losses.
So losses don't matter.
They do matter because they lost twice.
So head-to-head losses don't matter.
No, if you have the same record, they matter. But since they got 2 losses, they don't matter.
I think I've made my point.
Okay.
Well, one
We're moving on.
one ranking has McGinnis ahead of Carl Albert in the rankings.
We're moving on.
What do you think about that?
Wasn't my ranking.
I know, but what do you think about that?
I think it's crazy.
I do too.
All right.
And why is that? Carl Albert has 2 losses. According to you, if you got 2 losses.
Go ahead, Chris.
McGinnis has 1 loss. Carl Albert beat McGinnis heads up, but yet.
Can we say that for 5A?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Class 3A rankings here on the High School Huddle. Number 1, Lincoln Christian. Number 2, Metro Christian. Heritage Hall, number 3. Verdigris at number 4. And the Bulldogs of Modro at number 5. We'll be talking about the Bulldogs here in our next segment as they have a big-time matchup this week.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Ronnie, got anything you'd like to point out?
As long as my Muldrows boys are up there.
Oh, they're there.
As long as Muldrows are there.
I would have an argument for Cassia Hall to be
Yes.
in the top 5 for me. So, but Muldrow, I can go with the Bulldogs. Not a problem there. All right. Move on to Class 4A. There's a little discussion here, I think, at the bottom.
Yeah.
Cushing, number 1, 8-0. Elk City, number 2, 7-1 on the season. Bethany at number 3, they're 7-1. We'll be talking about Bethany and the 4th-ranked Blanchard Lions here in our next segment when we pick games. And number 5 on the High School Huddle is Poto.
Ronnie, what do you got?
That's exactly what mine looks like.
Yeah, I knew you got. Yeah, I do. I have one slight difference.
Who's that, Chris?
You got Cushing too?
No, I don't have Christian too.
Please.
That would be ridiculous.
Well, let's not talk about ridiculous. We haven't got the 6A1 yet. That's coming. Ridiculous is coming.
I actually have Wagner at number 5 instead of Poto. Wagner lost to Cushing, number 1 team in 4A football, and they also lost to Coweta 9-7, the number 1 team in 5A.
Who, Wagner?
Football. Wagner.
They also lost to Grove, didn't they?
Uh-oh. This could change things.
And Grove, yes, 28-20.
Well, there
So they
you
lost
go.
3 losses.
3 losses.
To number 1, and number.
There you go. My
6,
point
maybe?
is they
4?
prove my point every time. Losses have got to matter. They got to matter.
Phil.
You're right, Chris.
Number 1 Cushing, number 1 Coweta.
Chris is right.
No, now you're not going to get him.
2 of the 3 losses come to 5A teams.
Come on. Please. You're right. Can I change my ranking?
Can we look at Poto real quick? I mean,
boy, if we
not
have
that
to.
They lost to Broken Bow. That's the only loss.
Poto. I'm having a hard time finding teams.
2 weeks
there
ago,
they are.
right? Was it 2
Yeah,
weeks
not
ago?
last Friday.
Poto
Friday
lost to
before.
Metro Christian, number 2 team in 3A. They lost to Broken Bow, 28-14, unranked in the High School Huddle top 5. Those are their 2 losses. Their best win would be Bishop Kelly or Hilldale, one of those 2. But anyway,
It's a mood point because nobody's going to beat Cushing anyway. Next.
That's right. Go ahead and send the gold ball over there.
all right. All right, so the one that is the most change when we look at the High School Huddle top 5 is the Class 5A divisions. And I think the top 5, let's go ahead and get to it real quick. We'll have analysis after that. Number 1 team, undefeated, Coweta Tigers, number 1. Carl Albert Titans move up to number 2 this week. McAllister drops down to number 3. Del City drops down to number 4. And McGinnis at number 5. And there's a lot of discussion here, guys. McAllister's been number 2 for the last several weeks after losing to Coweta. Del City has been number 3 for several weeks after losing to McAllister. McGinnis has been consistently, they were as high as number 2. Now they're at number 5. There is a conversation for the Grove Ridge Runners who beat Collinsville, and Grove is undefeated. Whereas McGinnis has lost a game, Del City's lost a game, McAllister's lost a game, Carl Albert has lost 2 games. Grove is undefeated. So there's an argument. Some polls do have Grove in the top 5. I can tell you my top 5 personally was exactly what was on the screen.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree?
That's exactly what my poll is.
But my question is, who do you have at 6, 7, and 8?
If I were to expand it out, Grove would be 6.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if I can get 5A1 there yet. Let's see, you got Midwest City.
I can't get 5A1 there.
Midwest City, Guthrie, and Collinsville would be the next group that you would discuss.
I would be Grove would be 6, Guthrie would be 7 for me, Collinsville would be 8.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
you could flip Guthrie and Collinsville.
Yeah, I think
Sure.
I'll probably flip Collinsville.
Yeah.
Just for what I saw last week. Yeah.
Yeah, but, in 5A, we've seen Carl Albert get blown out. We've seen McAllister get blown out. We've seen Guthrie get blown out. McGinnis, their only loss was at home against Carl Albert. And that was Carl Albert, I think.
Last minute.
Had their last minute or two for their first lead, which ultimately is what matters.
And again, Carl Robert, they got blown out with the second string quarterback. Reed Kwesi went out the first week. And again, this is week 0. So again, I'm not putting a whole lot.
And then they lose a close one to Muskogee.
Yeah.
Who's a consensus.
I didn't put a whole lot into Carl Robert losing that. If they played this week, I think Carl Robert has a good chance of revenging that loss from what I saw last week
Friday,
against Guthrie. I could almost. I would guarantee that it wouldn't be a blowout.
No, I agree with that.
All right, those are the Class 5A rankings. We now move to Class 6A2 rankings, and at top, the undefeated Stillwater Pioneers 8-0. They hold on to the number 1 spot. Choctaw in at number 2. Choctaw 7-1 on the year. Muskogee undefeated at 8-0 at the number 3 spot. Deer Creek number 4 with a 7-1 record, and Sand Springs at number 5. I do believe Sand Springs is 5-3 on the season, and those are the 6A2 rankings. Guys, your thoughts?
Boy, I could. The Choctaw and Muskogee could be flipped real easily.
Yeah,
mine are flipped.
It could be. You just go back and forth. You start looking at who they played, who they beat. But those two are interchangeable. All the rest of them I agree with.
I do have Booker T ahead of Sand Springs at number 5.
Yeah.
I know Booker T's 4-4, Sand Springs 5-3.
They just got dominated last week. Again, it's Muskogee, I get it, but it's just this fifth spot we always have. It's Sand Springs or it's Booker T, depending on the week. It flips back and forth all the time. Yeah. But again, don't sleep on Deer Creek yet. Do not sleep on Deer Creek. Grady Adamson over there, sophomore quarterback over there. Yeah. He can play. So again, don't sleep on Deer Creek. They definitely have a shot of getting that gold ball in season as well.
I think there's 4 teams that have a legitimate shot.
Yeah.
I think Booker T, when they play teams like Sand Springs and the Bartlesvilles and the Collinsvilles, they're fine. But when they have to play the big boys, they have a little bit of a harder time. So when I went back for Sand Springs and Booker T, I think Booker T would have no problem with Sand Springs. He's
forecasting his pick.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Yeah, now we'll be picking that game here in a little bit.
He is forecasting.
Yeah. So Booker T has no problems with the middle of the road guys down low, but they do have issues with the big dogs.
We call that front running.
Oh, well, I just.
Well, I was going to go ahead and label it.
Well, they've lost to Bentonville West, they've lost to Del City, they've lost to Stillwater, and they lost to Muskogee.
3 pretty good losses.
They beat McLean, they beat Bartlesville, they beat Tahlequah, and they beat U.S. Grant.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Booker T. Washington.
Oh, it's not very good wins.
No. Tough.
So
let's get it out of the way.
All right, those are the 6A2 rankings. We now move to the Class 6A High School Huddle rankings. Here are the top 5.
That's a good ranking right there.
I'm embarrassed to be a part of this.
Top-ranked team, number 1, the Redhawks of Union High School. Number 2, Bixby, trying to extend the nation's longest winning streak.
Can't get no respect around here, though.
Mustang, number 3, Norman North 4, and Jinx, number 5. And Phil, I totally agree with you. I have Jinx at number 4, Mustang at number 5, and Norman North at number 3. So I do disagree a little bit with those rankings there.
I got nothing left to say. I mean, if you guys, I got a lot to say. If you can't, if what does Bixby have to do to just be in the high school huddle number 1 spot for 1 week?
Well, right now, Bixby's 8-0, Union's 8-0.
Yeah.
Both teams undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, Union played for the state championship last year in 6A1. Bixby did not.
How'd they do? Well, no, because they were too busy winning their 19th straight title in 6A2.
Yeah, no, so that's what I'm saying. They didn't have an opportunity to play, so.
They played them in the regular season.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
It was last year.
I don't know if they played last year.
They've got
Bixby.
They've got 17 transfers in at Union for this season, so they're different
Talented
teams.
transfers.
One bad admin person at Bixby, that quarterback could be at Bixby right now.
It doesn't have,
could be what it be. Yeah, doesn't anything.
So when they finish the year with a 63 game winning streak,
I'll have them number 1 in my rankings.
Yes. Yeah, I'll get them ranked.
You're going to have to give me more than that. What are you doing for Phil? I've been solidly Bixby all year.
You have been. And again, I picked Bixby to win the state championship.
Yeah, because you're an idiot.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What's you going to do, brother? If Union takes down
You're
Bixby.
not going to be able to hang around with me for a long, long time.
Name it. That's how sure I am it's not going to happen.
You were this confident when Choctaw and Bixby played a couple years ago.
And who won the game?
I want ownership.
Oh, okay.
I want 20% ownership in all your businesses.
How much?
20%.
Well, let's not get carried away.
You're that confident.
Let's slow down a little bit. I got to go home tonight.
Yeah, we're the only ones
literally in the country that doesn't have Bixby, the number 1 ranked team in 6A.
But if this happens, we'll say, told you so.
There's a better chance of me growing hair than Bixby not winning the state.
Bixby does have one.
I got a little hair.
Bixby has one distinct advantage. There's no doubt.
They're more talented.
There's no denying that. They have 75 district points. Union only has 74 district points. Yeah. So I
dispute that.
You
can't dispute
that.
Doubt.
They don't play in the same district, but
I just got to tell you both, I hate you so much when we talk about this.
Hashtag Village Idiots.
Absolutely. I have called you both idiots for the last 4 weeks straight.
Union finished the season with Edmond Memorial and Edmond North.
Those are tough ones.
Who's Bixby finished with?
Bixby has Moore and Jinx.
Ooh.
Well, no more after they put the break on your preseason pick to win.
Once they lose the Jinx,
they won't. They're not going to lose the Jinx. God, you guys, just stop.
It is at home. Bixby has Jinx at home.
They could play them in Timbuktu. They're not going to lose to them.